Welcome to ROCstars. So glad you're waking up with us. Appreciate it on this Sunday morning. ROCstars is the local TV show where we interview local, really great entrepreneurs to learn and grow. I'm Dave Mammano. I am the founder of the Avanti Entrepreneur Network, and I have a great co-host, Sandy Waters. Good morning.
Good morning. And I am very familiar with the morning because I'm on Spazzano and Sandy on 98.9 The Buzz and also host of the Seven Figures podcast, Smart Money Strategies for Women. And we are very excited that you guys are here with us today. Really good guest, too.
Really great guest. We have Michele Liddle from the Perfect Granola. You're going to learn a ton about her. Great story from starting in a little booth in the Victor Carnival to Wal-Mart. Great story, great journey.
And now you guys can reach out to us anytime you want if you have questions, because we know that a lot of you are aspiring entrepreneurs. So if you do have a question, please let us know. And actually, Dave, we did get a question from Facebook, a message from Kathy. She said that she stumbled on the show and loves it. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you,
But
Kathy.
she says that she has the itch to start her own business, but money is holding her back. What advice would you give? How much do you need to pursue your idea? Now, you are an entrepreneur yourself.
I am the roller coaster entrepreneur.
I know we're going to ask Michele what she feels about this, but what would you say? What advice would you give?
Well, I think that is a fear that a lot of people have that will stop them in their tracks from starting a business, that I don't have the money to do it. There's a great phrase that I love. It's called leap and the net will appear, right? So what I've always done with my company.
Okay, that makes me nervous.
I know. Yeah, it makes most people nervous.
Okay.
But you have to have faith and trust that if you're moving forward with your idea, and you're so passionate about it, and you're so committed to its success that you will find a way. That Tony Robbins says, if you are entirely committed, you will always find a way. And you don't always know where you're going to find all the solutions, right?
Yeah.
But if you have faith in yourself and you're committed to making it happen, when push comes to shove,
Somehow,
you will.
You figure it out.
You figure it out.
But when you have a family, though, that's counting on you, that's a little bit.
That's even better because now you have more pressure to find a way to make it work, right?
Yeah.
And when you get to that point of like, okay, there's an audience for my product and I know it's going to sell, you will find people, you will find money to make it happen if you are that committed. If your why is that strong about really taking that product and helping people, making a difference. Some way, you can't always explain it. That's what makes you nervous. And a lot of people nervous. Some way you do find the means to make it happen.
And now with our guest today, Michele, she created this massive company. I mean, she went from being a salesperson to now owning a national brand.
They're in Wal-Mart, they're in Wegmans, right?
So in such a short amount of time with kids. So we'll ask her this question too and see how she answers it as well.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with ROCstars with Michele Liddle from the Perfect Granola. Join us today on ROCstars to learn how local entrepreneur Michele Liddle started the Perfect Granola in her home as a way to feed the hungry. It was her plan to create a food company where she could give away food and profits to help those in need and empower the underserved. What started as a dream quickly became the Perfect Granola, giving thousands of pounds of food and support to hundreds of organizations. Their products are pure and simple and don't just feed your body, they nourish our community. ROCstars is brought to you in part by Paychex. Paychex has solutions to fit the needs of any size business. From do-it-yourself payroll to human capital management, Paychex has exactly what you need to take your business where it needs to go. You can get a free month of payroll by visiting the partner page at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. You know, Paychex, they make it simple for businesses of all sizes to pay and manage their team. They make payroll easy with employee pay options, including direct deposit, checks, pay cards, and so much more. Founded over 4 decades ago to relieve the complexity of running a business so that the owners can focus on what matters most. Above all else, and more than any other company, Paychex makes it simple. The Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. Welcome to ROCstar. So happy you're spending your Sunday morning with us. Today we have on the show a great entrepreneur, Michele Liddle from the Perfect Granola. Michele, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
We want to hear it. The Perfect Granola. Tell us about the company, how you got started.
Sure. So I was volunteering at the food bank in Victor and Farmington, and I noticed that there really wasn't a lot of healthy food on the shelf. And a lot of the families coming in were our neighbors and our friends and people that looked just like me, a young family with kids that just needed healthy food, but there weren't a lot of healthy options on the shelf. So one night after volunteering, I went home and told my husband, I'm going to start a food company and give everything away and share all of our food with the food pantries around. And then once we started developing jobs and got a little bit bigger, we could then hire the same people that were walking into the food banks.
Oh, wow. Now, you have a little bit of culinary in your background, right?
Right. I had gone to culinary school in my early 20s. But actually fell into selling industrial electric motors for about 9.5 years.
A little different.
A little different, but I wasn't personally fulfilled. So that's what prompted me to start volunteering.
Pay the bills, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I started volunteering on Friday afternoons just to really start giving back and doing something for our community.
Now, we have a lot of viewers that are aspiring entrepreneurs, and they reach out to us on the show and through Facebook. Whenever you want to reach out to us, please feel free to do so. But Kathy reached out to us and said, what's holding her back right now is the money.
Sure.
How much money do you need? She was asking, how much money do you need to start a business, or should that hold you back?
Totally should not hold you back. You don't need any money to start a business. What we did, and me specifically, is I reverse engineered my company. So I had this idea. I was volunteering. I wanted to start a food company. Wasn't really sure how to do it or how to get distribution. But I started going out pitching an idea to some retailers. So I went out to some of my local stores that I just shopped in, started making little snack packs in my kitchen and putting sticker labels on it and sending it out to some of the big dogs. One of the companies that called us back was Wegmans right away, and they had me in for a meeting.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So you're like, there's a need. I got to make healthy granola bars. Okay, girls, because you have 2 girls, right?
Yep.
Okay, family, we're going to make these granola bars in our kitchen, and I'm going to bring them to Wegmans and hope they sell them.
Literally sent off a snack pack to purchasing because I didn't know who the buyer was. Sent it to their corporate office. And a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call and he said, I'm looking for a local granola. Do you want to come in and meet with me?
Were you like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening?
Kind of, yeah. So I was like, holy cow.
Only a $10 billion grocery chain.
Exactly, right? Only the best grocery store in the world. Yeah. So I went in, I met with him, and I pitched this idea. And I said, so here's my snack pack I made in my kitchen. Obviously, I know I can't sell this in retail. But I have this idea to create products that we can then in turn help the community with, share our profits, create jobs, and Wegmans being Wegmans. They jumped on board immediately, but he said, you don't have a company, and you don't really have a product or packaging of something that we can sell. So he said, go home, figure it out, and come back to me. And I went back about a month and a half later. I had a co-packer, packaging, a whole product line developed, and he said, great, you're in. And
so how'd you afford all that, though?
That was when I emptied my savings account.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yes.
All right. So, Kathy, if you're watching.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I didn't do that until he had given me the yes in a meeting. And
where
he said,
you saw there was future growth.
Exactly. Because I never wanted to be in a situation of if you build it, they will come. Because what if they never come? Mm-hmm. And now you've emptied everything. And we have kids. At that point, it was 3 years ago. My kids were 1 and 5. And we have a mortgage and car payments and all those things that come with a young family. So I didn't want to put my family at risk just because mommy had a dream, So I wanted to make sure that we had the accounts first. And then that gave me the confidence to pull the trigger and actually sign on our co-packing, our co-packer, get our packaging ready and get things started.
Okay, so now we want to know, because you are a master at sales. I mean, you won awards for this.
Yep.
When you sat face to face with the big dogs, the Wegmans or the Walmarts, Can you help us, coach us through that moment? The pitch, because we all have to pitch something in our lives, whether it's, ourselves or a product. So can you help us with that?
Of course we can.
And we'll do that right when we get back after this break with ROCstars. ROCstars is supported by Hazleton Auto Mall. Hazleton Auto Mall has been proudly serving the Rochester, New York area since 1920. Conveniently located on the corner of Fairport and Marsh Roads in East Rochester. Shop 17 acres of new and pre-owned vehicles all in one location. Shop 2,000 new and used vehicles, including 6 out of the top 10 best-selling new vehicles in the greater Rochester area. Hazleton Auto Mall, a 4th-generation family-owned company in business for nearly 100 years. Only 15 minutes from the city of Rochester and just off I-490. The Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. ROCstars is supported by the Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. Welcome back to ROCstars. We're interviewing Michele Liddle from the Perfect Granola. You can see it there. She's got granola. She's got the granola bars. And I love your story. You know why? Because I met you when you had a little booth in the Hang Around Victor Days Festival, right?
Yep.
And I said, look at this nice woman. She's got these little granola bars. I'm gonna go see what's going on, right? Went over there, we met, I tried one, I thought it was delicious. That was what, 3-4 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago, you're in your little booth, Victor Days. Now you are in Wegmans, Wal-Mart, and certainly the product is delicious. But as Sandy was talking about, it goes back to sales, right? So you are a master at sales. Tell us, how did you go from that little booth to Walmart nationwide?
Well, it all came from believing in our mission. So I strongly believe that I'm not doing this for myself. I am doing this for our community. So every time I go into a meeting and I talk with a buyer or I talk to somebody of influence, it's mission first, because we are so blessed to be in a position where we can share our profits and create opportunities for people, put production lines in where they really need help. We're actually launching a production line in a food link next month. So all of this stuff really stems from wanting to give back and help their communities as well. We now help national organizations.
So when you go into pitch, I mean, first, was it intimidating? Like you're like,
a little.
Hi, I'm a mom from Victor, but I just think of what I would feel like.
Yeah. It's a little intimidating, especially to Walmart. So they're the largest retailer in the world. So to know that they have retail centers, 4,000 just in the US alone. And then they're a global company. So to go in and talk with them about logistics and distribution and inventory and things like that, when you're talking about that scale of a size, it changes the game, right? Now we've got another distribution warehouse in Chicago, and we work with 32 of their distribution centers. So there was a little bit of a learning curve there, because typically we're just working with a chain that maybe has 100 to 300 retails.
So for anybody watching right now that has to go and pitch something, whether it be on the grand scale of a big client to even just their boss pitching a raise, what would you say is a good sales tip that we should all follow?
Well, just be true to what you're doing and what is different about your product or yourself or anything that you're talking about. For us, it's the mission. So I created this company solely on the basis of giving back and seeing what we can do in our community. And that's my differentiator in the market. Anybody can make granola at home or granola bars, I mean, they're a dime a dozen. You go into a Wegmans, there's 20 different brands of granola bars that you can choose from. But people want to support us because we are then in turn supporting them. So it's really finding your differentiator in the market.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid that I love, because she's not a traditional button-down sales person, right? You're selling from the heart.
Right.
Simon Sinek, The Power of Why. That's a big movement, is that, and you probably don't even feel like you're selling, right? Because your why is so strong.
Everyone always says, like, why granola? I'm like, because I already know how to make it. It's not about the granola, although it's good. I mean, it's award-winning 2 years in a row.
But you're helping people.
But it's about the community. That's really what it was. I needed a product that I could sell to create revenue, so then we can use that revenue to do good with. Yeah,
so important. I think any good salesperson, they don't feel like a salesperson because their why is so strong. They love their product so much that they know it's going to help people and make a difference, and they just want to spread the love, right?
Right. Well, and it's something that I can be proud of. I created all the recipes myself. I know it's super healthy, so you'll never find chemicals or preservatives or anything. It's allergy friendly. So those things too, like, I could be proud of the product that I'm putting out.
All right, so coming up next, we always ask our guests to give us their almost like a crash and burn story. Oh, right? That's how you
crash and almost burn. Right?
Almost burn. That's what Dave.
That's
right. That's what Dave always says. Those hurdles, those roadblocks that got in the way, that in the moment you're like, oh, but now as you look back and reflect, you're like, oh, it's a good thing that happened.
Yep.
So if you could share some of those stories with us coming up.
Sure.
Okay.
ROCstars is supported by Alliance Advisory Group. Whatever vision you have for your business and financial future, it takes the right planning to make it happen. Over the course of many years of helping business owners, Alliance has learned firsthand what works and what doesn't work. They offer a proven process that provides the framework to uncover opportunities, maximize results, and put you on a solid path to achieving what is important to you. Call Alliance today to learn more about getting a customized plan at 585-264-1111. All right, we are back with ROCstars. Michele, thank you, has brought some samples because, all right, I'll admit it. I couldn't wait. I wanted to try it, and I'm doing it the right way. Look how I opened it. The Perfect Granola. It's a little ad, right?
Yes.
That's the right way to do it, right?
It is the right way to do it.
Good marketing. Always be marketing, right?
Yep.
So welcome back, and so we're going to eat, but we still have more questions for you.
Okay, you can eat because I know you can't wait.
Oh,
but I do.
That's good.
But I do want to know, and I know there's a lot of people watching that want to know, because sometimes when you're starting a business, right, where you have this idea in your mind, there's roadblocks, there's something that almost, what do you like to say, crash and almost burn stories, right?
You get back up, right?
Yeah, you almost want to be like, forget it, abort mission, I'm done with this. Do you have one of those stories?
Yeah, so that actually happens almost every day. Oh, but there's been a few of them that I've literally almost put myself out of business. And that's really due to me not really saying no to anything and growing too quickly. So everybody used to always say, like, careful what you wish for, don't grow too quickly, make sure you can fund your growth. But we had a situation in 2017 where it was right on the tail of launching into Wegmans. Another large chain came up and I was like, yeah, let's do it. But I didn't have any more money in our bank account. So even though I said yes and they placed orders, we didn't have the funds to fill those orders. And then once we did, we bought inventory and we bought too much. So then I had pallets of inventory. But it actually taught me to actually reach out and start scrambling a little bit more, because entrepreneurship is all about being scrappy and turning your mistakes that happen daily into successes and into ways that you can navigate around this. So we actually gained a ton of new accounts because I was sitting on this inventory that I needed to get rid of, and started getting really scrappy and thinking about different sales outlets that I wouldn't have thought of normally. So it actually ended up being a good thing.
And you remind your husband of that, right? Like, honey,
exactly.
See? That almost broke story?
Yeah,
it's good.
Exactly. Well, no, we're still broke. I mean, you empty your life savings. That is part of entrepreneurship too, making sure that everybody else is settled before yourself. So I always joke with people, I'm the only employee that's not on the payroll, because we want to make sure that we take care of our employees first.
Well, talking about quote unquote failure, I call it earning your stripes as an entrepreneur, right? I mean, it's like, oh, almost went out of business again. There's another stripe,
Exactly.
right? There's another stripe.
Yeah.
People call it the entrepreneurial roller coaster, and it's not for everybody, right? I mean, it's insane. It's the best feeling in the world, and the worst feeling in the world, often within the same day.
Yeah.
Love waking up at 3 a.m. worrying about payroll. Isn't that fun?
Oh my gosh, it is a daily reminder now. Mine's about 2:30. I get up and I go down on the couch because there's failures. I mean, it's part of entrepreneurship. You will continuously make mistakes, but I think that's part of life too. I mean, I'm also a mom, so I'm always messing up.
But I think the mistakes, the highs and the lows, almost become like a drug of choice, right? Like now that you've been an entrepreneur for 3-4 years, like can you picture going to have a job?
No.
Or having a boss?
Oh my gosh.
Like you're unemployable now, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's the best thing about being an entrepreneur is that rush of the good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah. And a lot of moms have said, or entrepreneurial moms have said, they did it for family time, more family time. That was your story too, right? You were traveling a lot,
I was traveling a lot. Yeah, I was selling industrial electric motors down in the Southeast. So yeah, it was a lot of nights on the road, a lot of shipping breast milk across the country and things like that. And I didn't feel like a mom. Now I get to travel on my own terms. We actually have a lot of travel coming up in the next couple of days. But now I get to involve my kids and I get to show them what is possible because you're going to come up with people that say, how can you do this and build a family? And how can you do it because you're a woman? How do you not do it as a strong woman? And how do you not show your kids what's possible?
Yeah.
They're learning so much from you, right? I mean, really,
I hope so.
It's true. So Michele, believe it or not, we got to go. Thank you so much for being on the show. Truly appreciate it. Michele Liddle from the Perfect Granola.
He wants to just finish that.
I do. I'm actually ending the show early so I can finish this, right? But Perfect Granola, Wegmans, Wal-Mart, etc. And you're going to break yours open too, and we're going to have a little midday break right now, right? So yes,
congratulations,
thank you.
We wish so much success for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for watching ROCstars every Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m. on Channel 13 ABC.
You're like.
Let's go.